Before going into the next verse, I want to introduce a new word. It's not a part of this Upanishad, but it will help you understand. This word that I want to introduce is from Kashmir Shaivism. They use this word. So, for consciousness at rest, they call it Nispanda Chaitanya. I'll explain. Chaitanya is consciousness. That's simple to understand. Spanda is literally like a vibration, a movement. Yeah? Spanda. Nispanda means devoid of movement. Consciousness devoid of movement is Nispanda Chaitanya, or consciousness at rest. Okay. I borrowed this word from Shaivism because it's really something that brings out the meaning of how consciousness from being Nispanda can become Spandaman. So the next slide, I'll be changing it. Hopefully you wrote down the words. Spandaman Chaitanya. Spandaman means where there is motion, where there is movement, where there is vibration. Spandan is vibration. This is consciousness in motion. This is clearly evident to all the people who are practicing Swapna Nidra Jnana Sadhana when you are just coming out of deep sleep. In deep sleep, it is Nispanda. No spandan means no vibration, no movement, not even the movement of I exist. Not even that feeling of I am is there. Yeah? So it is Nispanda, and it is very clearly seen in deep sleep. Doesn't matter whether you've been practicing Swapna Nidra Jnana Sadhana for a long time or not. Everybody recognizes this. I even ask a little child, what was there in deep sleep? What is the child going to say? There is nothing. Yeah? There is nothing. When he says nothing, he's referring to that emptiness inside the circle. Yeah? He's saying nothing means you, Mama, were not there. I was not there. This world was not there. That is the meaning of there was nothing in deep sleep. Yeah? So you don't have to be really on the spiritual path to recognize this first seeing. Nispanda is very clear to everyone. Yeah? Absence of vibration is there. That is my nature. That is reality. I go back to that every single day without fail. Every day, it's a daily occurring that I go back. It's like your phone loses charge. Your phone loses its charge. When it dies, you have to connect it. Once you connect it, it gets fully charged. Yes? That connection with the electricity is akin to, or can be compared to, Turiya dissolving into deep sleep. Yeah? It reaches Turiyatita. Yeah? Turiya means the fourth. Yeah? That is the sense of I am. It is not I am this or I am that. Waking dream and deep sleep is I am this and I am that, or I am not this and I am not that. Turiya, the fourth, is only I am. In deep sleep, even this Turiya dissolves, collapses. Yeah? That is called Turiyatita, the beyond. Beyond Turiya. I don't have those words written here, but I guess everybody is familiar with this language. Turiyatita, beyond Turiya. This collapse of that I sense is known by even a little child. That's why he says there is nothing there. If Turiya, the fourth, has collapsed, then who is it that is knowing the nothing? Aha. That is pure consciousness. I am that pure consciousness. Yeah? In other words, I am Nispanda Chaitanya. The first spandan that arises in me is the sense of I am comes up at the end of deep sleep. That's the first spandan, the first movement, the first vibration. Yeah, that comes up at the end of deep sleep before the first dream. That's the first spandan. Yes. And then that spandan, that I, is looking for identity and it projects the dream and the waking. That is Spandaman Chaitanya. Very clear? Did I explain both very clearly? Consciousness at rest and consciousness in motion. This is seen only in Swapna Nidra Jnana Sadhana very clearly. Very clearly. Yeah? Because in Samadhi you might or might not go to sleep. So you will never get to that level 100% in every Samadhi sitting. It's quite difficult. Though on Buddha's path we do the Jhana 9 and we do get to it, but it takes long sittings and lots of practice. It's easier to see it in Swapna Nidra Jnana Sadhana. Yeah, so those who have not taken up Swapna Nidra Jnana Sadhana, I would suggest that you take this up. What is the most important to see here? That this is my real state. I am pure consciousness. I get charged every night by going back to my reality. Like electricity is charging your phone, like that. I get completely charged. When I'm fully charged, the first sense of I comes up and then only it projects the waking and the dream. So may I get there. You cannot force yourself to see this. You can only immerse yourself in this wisdom and truly keep looking within, distinguishing between consciousness at rest and consciousness in motion. Stand as the witness and automatically it will come to you. You just have to be receptive. Your problem is you're not receptive and open. Your arms are not stretched out, come to me. You're not doing that. When you're receptive and open, automatically insights happen. What would be the first most important insight? You will recognize in deep sleep that there is nothing, nothing, nothing. Who is recognizing? The witness consciousness is recognizing, or the I sense is recognizing, whichever word you like. Then a point comes when this I sense also collapses. When the I sense collapses, that's the next level of seeing. Now you recognize I am the pure consciousness. You don't recognize this in words in sleep, okay? Ekta is explaining it in words. There are no words there. I hope this is very clear. Sound belongs to the waking. Words belong to the waking. If in sleep you say, I am fast asleep, are you asleep? No, you are in the waking. This is very clear, right? It is a seeing, a recognition. It is beyond the word. It is beyond the mind. Clear? So what I just explained, that is the seeing for verse 6. I'll read out verse 6 and then I'll again explain it in detail. Verse 6. Yastu sarvani bhutanya atmanyevanu pashyati sarvabhuteshu chatmanam tato na vijugupsate. One who sees everything in his Atma. This white slide depicts the Atma when the I has collapsed into nothingness. Yeah, when there is nothing, not even the I sense, that is the Atma. Yeah, the I sense is not the Atma. Please be very clear about this. Yeah, when he's talking about the Atma, he's talking about the pure consciousness, Brahman. This is Advaita Vedanta. We are not on the Advaitam path. Clear? So one who sees in his Atma, you recognize there is not even I in the deep sleep. And then in his Atma, everything comes up. The sense of I comes up, and then the dream comes up, and the deep sleep comes up. So who sees everything in his Atma and his Atma in everything. That is the first line. That's exactly what I explained. How do you see it? I am showing you how you see it in your Swapna Nidra Jnana Sadhana. Only deep sleep. There is no other way. Only recognition that there is nothing here. There's nothing. There's nothing. And then the one who was seeing the nothing also collapses. Turiya collapses into Turiyatita. Then you come to the Atma, like this. Yeah, you see, oh, this is the Atma. And this is the background of everything. In this only everything comes up. First comes up the sense of I. It's standing alone, it doesn't like being alone. It's looking for an identity, it's seeking an identity. So it projects the dream and the waking. So everything is in the Atma. Is this very clear now? Yeah. All this came up on the same white background. When you start seeing this very clearly in your deep sleep, very clearly, no two ways, no doubts, then what starts happening? There is no more safeguarding because of the feeling of otherness. Now, this is very important. When I is born, you is born. And I does not like you. I is threatened by you. I always feels that the you is going to attack. Do you recognize this? It's at a very subtle level. That is why all your relationships with the spouse, with the parent, with the child, there is this little bit of undercurrent of tension. It's constantly there. Yeah? There is this sense of, let's see who controls this relationship. Who's the controller? Who's dominant? Who's bigger? Who's smarter? Who's more intelligent? Who is the boss? Do you see this? You're not saying all this to yourself as the parent or as the child or as the spouse. This undercurrent is the constant tension which is there. Why? Because of the feeling of otherness. You feel you are this waker and that is a separate waker. And because now I consider this to be the doer and the experiencer, that is also doer and experiencer. And so there is a big conflict between I and you now. Now I and you are always ready to fight. Do you recognize this subtle tension there in every single relationship? It's not just with humans. What I'm telling you is there in your relationship with money, is in your relationship with your doctor, is in your relationship with the neighbor, is in your relationship with situations in office. In every single I-you relationship, there is an underlying tension. Recognize that. And that is because of the feeling of otherness. Yeah. And I'm trying to safeguard myself. I'm constantly thinking that, oh, he is out to attack me, she is out to attack me. I'm not saying this to myself in words the way Ekta is explaining right now. It's at such a subtle level, there are no words there. Yeah, it's just a little tension, you've seen the tension between the similar poles of magnets. You bring north and north pole and there is that very slight tension. That is there between I and you. Yeah? Because you have nurtured the feeling of otherness. Now this feeling of otherness has led to all the stress in life. You're saying, oh, I love the companionship and the energy and all the pleasantness between I and the other, and I don't like the tension. Can I remove just the tension? Is it possible? No. It's an all or none kind of law. Either you get it all, it's a package deal, or you get none of it, forget about it. Yeah. Why? That all or none law exists at the waker level. Yeah, and you're not ready to let go of the waker. And the only way to get out of this dukkha is to come to the witnessing level. There, the all and none law doesn't work. At the witnessing level, what is, it doesn't matter. If it's pleasant, it's pleasant. If it's unpleasant, it's unpleasant. So be it. Yeah. Then whatever is. You recognize this is my past projection. If I have an evil family member, he or she is my past projection, born out of my past craving or aversion. Yeah? If I have an unfriendly colleague or boss at work that is creating problems in office, not allowing me to get promoted, snatching my projects, my past projection created because of my previous karma. It's only that seed sprouting. Can I just see? I didn't even know when the seed would sprout. Just a wave and a rising which has come. It's peaking. It's trying to hypnotize me at the peak. Can I stay at a distance? And there it goes away. This is also Atma. However ugly, however nasty, however mean or cruel, this is also Atma. Both are Atma. The God and the devil. Both are Atma, and both are my projections. There is no God or devil sitting up there, one blessing me, the other cursing me. No. I project the ideas of God and devil, and I give birth to God and devil. There is no other God or devil other than me. Everything is the same Atma. This recognition gets you out of jail. This is the get out of jail card. You are stuck in jail. Being the waker is jail. Do you recognize this? How many of you have felt that I feel trapped in this body? You are in jail. Fantastic. Those who have not felt it, you need to work on your spiritual path a little more. It is a very strong, gnawing, ugly feeling that I am trapped. Yeah, that ugly feeling is nothing but your own belief that I, the witness, am the waker. It's a false, illusory belief. You have made yourself believe that. Yeah, when you start seeing it, it is knocking from inside, telling me, get me out of jail. And the only way I can get out of jail is by recognizing Atman. Yeah, and the only way I told you, or the easiest way I told you, is Swapna Nidra Jnana Sadhana. Really start working on it. It's very simple. Get rid of the conditioning that I am the waker that is lying down to sleep. Yeah. When you get rid of that, you will just see the waker itself is a wave, appears and disappears. At the end of waking, the waker disappeared. Dream starts, dream character, wave is there, and it disappears at the end of dream. And in the deep sleep, there is another wave. The wave of absence is a wave, The wave of absence of the waking and the waking waker and the waking world, absence of dream and dream world is a wave. It peaks where you recognize there is nothing. And that also disappears. Then the one who was knowing the wave, he sees there is nothing, there's nothing interesting, I cannot identify with anything here. And it relaxes, it sleeps, it collapses into nothingness. This is the most important step. Most important. That's how you see, everything goes back into Atman And at the end of deep sleep, which is actually Turyavastha plus deep sleep for the Gurukul levels, and those who are beginners, you can just call it deep sleep, the I comes up. Oh, everything arises in the Atma. So everything is the Atma. The nasty neighbor, the evil boss, the ugly friend, the not so good spouse, the not so cooperative parent, the disobedient child, all of it is Atman. Wow, there is no other. There is no other. It is all me. I am standing in front of the mirror. I am looking at an infinity of reflections, and I stand in front of the mirror, I look at an infinity of reflections and I get confused. I think that these are many, but they are not many. It is one. It is only me, only the Atman. Yeah, verse 6 is very clear. That is the only way that you are going to get out of this feeling of otherness, because the feeling of otherness creates jealousy, hatred, anger, disappointment, dejection, depression, etc., etc., etc. Yeah. To get out of all that nonsense, first step, you have to stop safeguarding. And how do you start safeguarding? When you recognize, oh, all is Atman. Atman is in everything, and everything is in Atman. Atman, very big word, don't use that. Say I. I, the pure consciousness, am everything. I have projected the spouse, the parent, the child, the boss, the friend. All is me. All is in me. My own projection. Now that I have projected, now I cannot say, oh, now the movie should stop. I'm enlightened. No, no. You projected it, no? All the work has been done on the movie till the words the end. So you will have to watch the entire film now. Yeah. So when it's inevitable, what do? You just sit and watch. Nothing else to do. Just sit and watch. And every time your old conditioning of the feeling of otherness comes up, hatred comes up, anger comes up, ask yourself, does the right hand hate the left hand? No, there is no hatred there. Another higher level, does the right hand love the left hand? Both are not there, huh? Do you see this? Both are gone here. Love is gone, hatred is gone. All opposites dissolve. There are no opposites there. That's the beauty of recognizing everything is in Atman and Atman is in everything. And all these negativities go away. Then you don't need a psychiatrist, psychopath, psychiatrist, psychological counselor, or whatever. You don't need all these. In ancient India, we had not even heard of mental diseases. Such things were not even existing because spirituality was at this level. It's all gone with modernization, everybody trying to ape the West. Yeah. Wake up to this truth. Wake up to this truth. Yeah. There is no mental illness. It is my own projection. I am projecting because I am confused between the images, the reflections of me. I have to recognize these are my reflections. Yeah. So coming to the end of this verse, I want to give you what the enlightened one sees in depth. Yeah. The sage who was writing this Upanishad, how did he see this? He sees everything in his Atma. Means he sees, oh, this person, that situation, that tree, the gadgets, the money, the financial problems, even the beloved, the happy situation, all of it is in my field of awareness. There is nothing outside my awareness that is happening here. No possibility. Nothing is happening here outside my field of awareness. So he recognizes consciousness at rest right here. He starts seeing these as waves, and he sees that equanimity that he is experiencing, seeing them as one. He says, oh, wave is also H2O, and this equanimity, this depth of this awareness ocean is also H2O. He sees it as one. For example, I see all these participants, Advaitans, as me only. I am very clear you are a reflection of me. You cannot fool me. Don't even try to fool me. You are not another. You are me. And I see the waker and the waking world automatically going in its programmed cycle. The teaching going on, the learning going on. I am only knowing. I am the ocean of awareness that is knowing these little waves come up and dissolve, come up and dissolve. Keep this as your goal. Till I don't get here, there will be no peace. Not possible. Not possible. Yeah? Swapna Nidra Jnana Sadhana will help you get there. It will help you get there. If you see there is nothing in deep sleep, you have the potential to get to the highest level where I told you the sense of I will collapse into that nothingness. Yeah? You have the potential. Okay? That is the beyond, the beyondness. That is who I am. That is who I am. The permanent reality. So if verse 6 is clear, sit with it for a few seconds, take a bio break, and then we'll come back together for the next verse.